Welcome back to Moonlit Journal. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the stationery and journals that I picked up during my recent trip to Japan. The first store that I stopped at during my trip was actually Traveler's Factory in the Tokyo Station Marunouchi building. They have a number of limited edition items there. I guess not necessarily limited edition, but special edition that are only sold at the Tokyo Station store. They have the Traveler's Notebook. They also have this beautiful insert and these letterpress stickers, and I believe a couple of different washi tapes and charms that are specific to the Tokyo Station. But these are the 4 items that I wanted to pick up from the station. So the first one is this beautiful train trip from Tokyo Station insert, and the gold foiling is just gorgeous on this one. But I just thought this was a beautiful insert, and I knew that I wanted to pick this up at the start of my trip because I wanted this to be my travel journal for my Japan trip. So I'm really glad I got to pick this up. Next, I wanted to get these letterpress stickers that are kind of train station themed, and they're absolutely gorgeous as well. They're really thick and they're sturdy, and they do feel letterpressed. You can feel kind of the texture of these stickers. I will probably end up using these to decorate one of my Traveler's Notebook inserts or any journal in the future. I haven't found the right place for them yet. And then lastly, from the station, I picked up this washi tape. I thought it was really cute because it has a bunch of different metro lines in Japan. And so this actually has come in really handy for my travel journal to decorate some of those pages. Next, actually on the same day, I was able to go to Tobichi in Tokyo, which is, if you don't know, the official store for hobonichi. The store itself is very unassuming on the outside. It takes a little bit of looking to find it. It was kind of in a small alleyway, but it's absolutely beautiful inside. I went in knowing that I wanted to get this book, the Yumi Kirigishi Weeks, and it's just so cute. The 2025 here has some gold foiling, and the way that this book is designed, it almost looks like it's painted on. I surprisingly fell in love with this cover, and I knew I wanted to use it for 2025, and I think it's because lavender is actually my favorite color. And in the back here, it does come with a clear pocket that you can adhere to your book, and it comes with this really cute artwork, also by Yumi Kirigishi. So I picked this up, and with every book that you pick up, you get this free pen. And then I also picked up this little stamp set. It's pre-inked stamps, so it's really easy to use in your journal, and just little icons that I thought were cute. The store I was most excited for was Traveler's Factory Kyoto. I was really excited for this one because in all of the videos I watched, everyone says Kyoto was the largest store and had the most selection, and it was kind of the easiest to spend time in. I definitely found that to be true for myself. I'm completely new to Traveler's Notebooks, and I bought my very first one during this trip, and it's actually this one. This is the first Traveler's Notebook that I've ever bought, and I got the olive standard Traveler's Notebook. And it feels really soft and smooth. It's kind of a tougher leather than what I expected. And in the store, they have examples of all of the colors aged and patinaed. And And so I was able to see how the olive actually looks over time after it's a lot more worn. And I loved the color. It really brings out the green over time. And it becomes a lot more shiny. I do love how this looks as well as it is right now, but I think, yeah, it was important to me to understand how it would age, so it was really helpful to be able to see that in store. I also bought this Yosegi charm in the Kyoto store, which I just find so beautiful. I love the Yosegi technique. I also bought a keychain separately in Japan that was Yosegi design, and I think it just really speaks to me, and I feel like it goes really well with the olive cover because some of the squares in here have more of a green undertone, so it really brings out the green of the notebook. And yeah, I just think it goes really well with the olive, and it's beautiful. And so this notebook, when you buy it, it comes in this a plain white like cloth bag that you can store it in. But I wanted to store mine in a nicer bag, so I also bought this Kyoto bag from the Kyoto store. And they have a couple of different designs available there, but this one really spoke to me. I love that it had Kyoto written here, and I love that it has drawstrings up here. And then for my notebook, I also bought a couple of accessories that I knew I would need. So I got this clear zip case, which has a section here where you can insert whatever ephemera or papers or whatever you want to store. And then in the back, there's this pocket. And I also bought this craft paper insert, which is just a folder on both sides. And what I did was at the Kyoto store, I actually stamped this at their stamp station. It's really fun to just take your time and play around with all of the stamps and add them to your inserts and your notebooks. So I'm really glad, it's really special that I was able to add those stamps to this insert, because I'm going to be using this for years to come, and so it's almost like a great souvenir to have. And I think this is definitely my favorite. It's so pretty. The other insert I bought, which I just removed from there, was this Butler Werner Sales folder. It has Kyoto specific artwork on it. And this folder is so buttery soft. One thing to note about this folder is you can't actually attach it to the strings in the notebook because it has this closed edge at the bottom. So what I do is I just kind of tuck it in here like that. So yes, I'm so happy that I was able to buy my first ever traveler's notebook in Japan in the Traveler's Factory Kyoto store. And it's beautiful. It does come with imperfections. When I opened it, it already had this line here, and I'm not sure what that's from, but I think it looks beautiful. I also bought a couple of inserts here. I bought this grid insert, and I stamped it at the stamp station, but it's just a regular grid. I usually need grid paper to write on. I can't write on blank pages because otherwise my writing gets very slanted. So this was really helpful to get. And then I also got a monthly insert while I was there, which I already decorated. It's just a blank monthly that I can fill out each month and use for planning. And then lastly, I picked up these Pan Am stickers. I thought they were really quirky and cool, and just could be a fun way to decorate any inserts that I buy over time for my notebooks. And here are some of the stickers. Next up, I have a couple of miscellaneous items that I picked up at Loft Hands, Those are both department stores in Japan that have multiple stories with different categories on each level, and they typically have like a dedicated stationery level. I find it really helpful to visit Loft for things like pens, highlighters, any supplies really, correction tape, pencil cases. They also have journals as well. The first ever hobonichi I bought in 2023 was from Loft in Japan. So they do have like a hobonichi section and a bunch of other journal brands. But I went to Loft to mainly pick up some pens. So I picked up the Zebra Sarasa Clip pen in the weight 07. And I love this pen. It writes so smoothly. It just glides on any paper you use, and I like a thicker weight as well, so this has quickly become a favorite of mine. I also picked up a backup of my favorite pen that I use in my hobonichis. This is the Pilot Super pen. I think it's Pilot Super Petite, and it's just a black felt tip pen. But again, I love the weight of it. I love how smoothly it writes, and it just works really well for me. I also picked up this Muji pen. This I actually got from Muji. It's the only item that I bought at Muji, so I just thought I would group it into this category. But this is the Muji Gel Ink Ballpoint pen in the weight 0.05. And then lastly, for pens, I wanted to try this Sharpie S Gel as well in 0.05. Heard really great things about this from various YouTubers, so I wanted to try it out myself, and it is great. I actually really like this pen. I also wanted to get another Zebra mild liner. I find these really helpful to use in my journals just to highlight text. They're not extremely saturated or bold, which I like. I like that they're more subtle. I like that it's also double-sided. So there's the thicker end on top, and then if you need to use a finer line, this is on the bottom. And I just really liked this color. Next, I got some cream correction tape. I have whiteout that I use, but I knew I was going to be using the Weeks in 2025, and that's cream paper, so I needed cream correction tape. But it works great. It's really nice and compact, which I like. Next, I got this little portable stapler. I just thought it was really cute. I liked the color, and I didn't have a stapler at home, so I wanted something small and compact because I don't have a lot of space here, and just thought I would try this out. And lastly, I got these pre-inked stamps. I really want to try using these more. I thought the icons were really cute on these. Different journals, pens, little paper clip, and a push pin. This has come in really handy to mark important dates on my calendar. That's everything that I got from Loft and Hands and Muji. So finally, we're getting to my last day on my Japan trip, where I was able to go to the Starbucks Reserve Roastery and Traveler's Factory Nakameguro. Starting with the Starbucks Reserve, this experience was just incredible. The building itself is just beautiful, first of all. Food and the drinks were also delicious. You get a lot more selection there than you would get in a typical Starbucks. So I definitely took advantage of that and tried a couple of unique drinks and food items there. But I was mainly there to pick up this beautiful traveler's notebook that is special edition to Starbucks Reserve Roastery. This notebook comes in 3 color variations at Starbucks Reserve. You can get it in camel, which is what I bought. You can also get it in blue and dark brown. And I really loved this design because of how subtle it is. A lot of the limited edition traveler's notebooks I am hesitant to buy because I fear that I would get tired of the design on the front, and I just prefer a much more minimal aesthetic. But this one I found to be really beautiful. It's an embossing, so not an actual print, it's just embossed here, Starbucks Reserve Roastery, Tokyo. The camel leather is very soft. It feels almost like a velvety suede. It's such a nice experience to hold and to use because of how nice it feels. So I got this coffee cup charm that has the Starbucks Reserve logo. And I forgot to mention this in my Kyoto portion of the haul, but I got this charm from the Traveler's Factory in Kyoto. I just really liked the style of the lettering on this, so I thought it would be cute to add 2 charms on this notebook so it kind of dangles when I use it. And I really like the look of this. And this came with a blank insert. It didn't have like a special edition insert in it, and it came with this plain white cloth bag. And I have been storing this notebook in its cloth bag when I'm not using it because I find that any scratches or marks show up very easily on this leather. So I'm kind of babying it right now because I like the look of how the camel looks when it's new. Trying to keep it pristine for as long as possible. I also picked up this brass clip to use in my notebook. I thought it was really cool. It had the building on the front there. And then lastly, at the Starbucks Reserve Roastery, I picked up their stickers because they're super cute. And again, the gold foiling from Traveler's Company is just so well done always. It looks really luxe, really good quality. So here are some of the sticker examples. I love this one. And then you might have seen I used 2 other stickers in my calendar insert that I showed earlier, but these 2 are also from Starbucks Reserve. Oh, and I also picked up this insert at the Starbucks Reserve Roastery, which again has really nice like rose gold foiling, and it just says Coffee Journey. And what I liked about this one is it actually has a dot grid on the inside. It's not plain paper, which you can see here. It's very subtle, but the dot grid helps nonetheless. And lastly, I ended my trip at Traveler's Factory Nakameguro. It's actually in the same neighborhood as the Starbucks Reserve Roastery, which made it really easy to just go from one place to the other. I really enjoyed this visit because they have more the superior labor products in there, and products from different brands, not necessarily just Traveler's Company. And so that was fun for me to also kind of look at some of those products because I'm also very interested in the superior labor, and I know I wanted some items from them as well. I picked up this beautiful pouch from the superior labor, and this is in collaboration with the Traveler's Company. And I just have always found these pouches very beautiful. I've always wanted one, so I'm happy I was able to pick that up in this beautiful olive color. But the zip closure is really nice. It's very sturdy, and I find it to be kind of the perfect size for traveling, or if you're like journaling on the go and just need to toss this in your bag. And I really love how the font is written here. I also picked up this patch from TSL. It says, "We take pride in craftsmanship, never skimp on time and effort," I believe. plan to add this patch to my olive TN at some point. I think that would look really cute. And then I picked up a couple of other accessories and things that I thought would be helpful. I got another one of these Yosegi charms, but in the house. And this one is a little darker than the other one I got. This one you can see has like a darker wood base versus the other one I got has that lighter wood. So you can kind of compare. I also got these like index tabs, little airplanes on them. I got these extra connecting rubber bands if I ever need to add more inserts to one of my notebooks. This is an easy way to add that, but you can see here how that works. I also got this archival binder, so a way for me to archive any completed inserts. You could just put it in any of these, and it's kind of a nice storing solution. I got this hand clip that I've seen so many YouTubers and Instagrammers use. I thought it was just so aesthetically pleasing. I'm happy I picked that up. And it's actually already gotten darker than when I first bought it. I also picked up this brass clip that just says, "Have a nice trip, Traveler's Factory," with an airplane on it. And lastly, I finally got myself a date stamp. This one is a little frustrating to use though, honestly. It's by this company, Shiny Printer S400. You have to like move the dates by these little wheels here, but when you do that, the ink gets on your finger really easily. So it's just a messy stamp to use, honestly. I would not recommend this one. And that is all. That is everything I bought on my recent trip to Japan. I hope you enjoyed watching this little haul, and I'd love to hear if any of you have recently gone to Japan and bought anything special there. Thank you again for stopping by Moonlit Journal, and I hope you stick around for my next video.